Oh, okay, second video. This is going to be the ground rules. Like I said, before I start getting into all of this stuff, just to sort of create some space for me and to make sure that you're not requesting a whole bunch of work from me. And that includes those of you who are already working in the psychic realm. I am a very open channel, and when I'm working with spirits, entities, ancestors, whatever, I have allowed for people to join in that are capable of doing that. What ends up happening is it ends up being very physically painful for me because I have a lot of people, and sometimes I can see their faces and I can see their names or tell who they are, and I can definitely tell sort of energetically, like this is a scientific left brain person who's really drilling me on certain things, and or this is this kind of a person. And when I have those types of things happening, it's sort of like being yelled at by a bunch of people. And some of you are very, very needy and demanding, and you don't want to do your own homework. So we're going to lay some ground rules here as far as like doing your own homework and bothering me, because I will. My goal down here is not to exclude anyone from any of the conversations, the psychic conversations, and then sharing them. But for my own health and safety, I sometimes do just sort of kick everybody out, and sometimes people are like cut off from me if they're being harmful over and over, and of course if they become unharmful, then they're always welcome back. But I have very strong guidelines, and I have a lot of helpers and protection in that sort of area. So don't fuck with me, and also don't bother me. I'm not saying you can't talk to me, but if I answer something, don't just keep asking me the same thing over and over, or just go and do your own homework. So that being said, first of all, if you have no idea about any of this, I would suggest that you watch Surviving Death on Netflix. It's kind of a not my favorite name for it as far as how it describes it, but it's very beautiful, and it talks about near-death experiences, people who have died and come back, people who are mediums. You get to see what mediums do, you get to see how the channeling works, and different things like that. Also, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, also known as the CE5. This is a great introduction to telepathic communication with extraterrestrials. I had no idea any of this stuff was real until a year and a half ago when it started happening. As far as extraterrestrials, I sort of imagined. I'm still sort of confused about what it all is, but once it started happening, I then saw the video after. It was one of those things that I got as proof on my side, because I asked when I started communicating, I said, I will communicate with you guys. I've been avoiding this my whole life because I don't want to be crazy. So if we're going to do this, we're going to go slow. We're going to each gain each other's trust. I'll keep my word and do the things that I say I'm going to do, and I'll do my work well. And on your part, the spirits, the ancestors, extraterrestrials, whatever, you guys will, if you're presenting with information or asking me, I would ask that there is at least some way at the beginning. I ask if there's at least some way that I can see within a shorter period, a couple days or a week, that this is manifesting in the physical world. And I've gotten unbelievable amounts of proof, including things that are shown premonitionally and then happen on the news, and or things that I hear my friends talking about, and then I text them, and it turns out that that's what they're doing. Hey, Arrow, come here. And just other various ways, or people spirits telling me things, and then me Googling them and them being true. And so anyway, I do my homework, so I would like you guys to do it. And then as far as working one-on-one with people, I will be open to doing that. This is something I'm just going to be going into. I've worked a little bit with people to sort of practice. If you're interested in that, you can message me. We can figure out what it is that you are interested in doing, what aspect of the channeling. If you just want to connect with somebody, an ancestor of yours, or a loved one, or if you would like to connect with entities or get answers to questions. I mean, I speak with physics as an entity. Physics is our eldest consciousness, and chemistry, so I can often answer questions that I should have no idea about. I don't go into trance. I have practiced and made it a point to stay conscious the whole time, which means that Sarah is watching. So Sarah is talking, and then, whatever else I'm channeling, I'll be allowed to talk, but I can sort of come in and out if I want. Usually when I'm channeling, I sit back and sort of let them talk. But I can observe and I'll remember everything that happens. So it's not, I don't go into trance and you have to write it down or something. I'm there to answer questions and also be conscious and talk about it later. But it is, like I said, it can be quite painful. And if you are being resistant or bothering, getting angry at me, like maybe I'm saying something that you're like, no, I don't want to. Your vibration is so close to me that it is very painful. So you need to be calm when we do this stuff. And I think the video is going to cut me off. Who knows? But if it doesn't, I'll keep going. And then the other ground rule is just to understand that, I'll set time aside. If you do hire me, we're going to set time aside. Before you meet up, you're going to get yourself calmly meditated. Don't come flying out of some hectic situation at me. Just take a few minutes beforehand to get calm. And then usually a couple days after, unfortunately for me, everyone I meet, I end up getting all of their stuff, and their ancestors show up and talk to me and bother me. It's almost like you're not answering your phone and your mom keeps calling, but she knows my number. So she's like, can you walk down and go tell so-and-so? And so I'm getting all these messages to like reach out to people, which was very overwhelming and caused a lot of problems in my friendships when it was first happening. So if we do this, I will set aside time for you. And then once that time is done, I will let you know when other messages come through. So there will be a little bit of back and forth, but you've got to realize that this is a very energetically intensive and emotionally, physically intensive work. And that hour and a half that we might set aside is going to cost me probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 hours later. So you need to be respectful of that, of how much it's actually costing me, and how much energy is being expended. And with that being said, the next video I will get into what was happening.